And welcome to what I promise is our final Alpha 60 update deck completion video of the year. If you recall, last time on the channel we added some Alpha cards to our Alpha 60 Singleton deck and debated on whether or not taking out the double black cards to make it more efficient to cast, and that is exactly what we've done. We still have our 60 cards here. We took out a Fear, which was 2 black to cast, and we took out Pestilence, which cost 1 colorless and 2 black, I believe. We took those out to make room for the following 2 cards, which we recently picked up. We picked up a Paralyze from Alpha, and we picked up a Weakness from Alpha. Very inexpensive cards, under $50. Taking a looking at these cards, this is a creature enchantment for 1 black. Target creature is not untapped as normal during untap phase unless 4 mana are spent. Tap target creature when paralyzed is cast. Art is by Anson Maddox. This is a very useful card in Alpha 40 and Alpha 60. We also got a Weakness, which is another creature enchantment for 1 black to cast. Target creature loses -2/-1. If this drops the creature's toughness below 1, it is dead. So both of these are excellent Alpha 60 options if you're looking to insert some inexpensive Alpha cards in your deck. Let's do a quick screenshot for the thumbnail. That looks pretty good. Alpha 60. All right, so now our deck will be complete. Let's put these in here and then show you exactly what is in the deck. Again, we're running 4 copies of each basic land, 2 of each artwork. So we'll have 2 planes without the trees and 2 planes with the trees. That is going to be the white, starting of the white section on the deck. It's a Singleton deck, so there's only 1 copy of each of the spells, which means you could play this in EDH or Commander if you wanted to, and we might just do that. I think we're going to bring this deck to Las Vegas in case we hit up a Commander game. We don't have a legendary Commander in this deck, but I'm guessing we could use like Juggernaut in a pinch if we needed to. Juggernaut would make a pretty good Commander. So in addition to the 4 basic lands, we're going to add 7 spells of each color to keep it even, all with 1 single color casting cost, plus some colorless mana in some cases to keep it, make it castable. You know, if we're only playing 4 basic lands, we could run into some mana issues. So we're gonna run some Circle of Protections, blue, green, red, and white to protect against all possible opponents, and then a Lance, Pearled Unicorn, and Samite Healer. Then the blue colors, we're going to run 4 basic islands, all signed by Mark Poole. And then spread this out on our playmat for you. We're using the Alpha 40 playmat today. And then again, 7 blue spells: Jump, Merfolk of the Pearl Trident, Phantom Monster, Power Sing, Spellblast, Twiddle, and Unsummon. Are pretty good spells in Alpha. They're all 1 blue and some colorless, roughly, to cast, so that we can get them out efficiently with our mana base. I recommend that. So there's the first 2 colors of the deck. Then we have the black spells. We're running 2 copies of each of the basic lands. So 2 of the lighter swamps and 2 of the darker swamps. As you recall, all the 3rd artworks were introduced in beta, so they were not printed in the Alpha set yet. And then the black cards, we have 7 black cards: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is where we're going to add the Paralyze. We have Drain Life, Frozen Shade, Howl from Beyond. Paralyze goes in the deck. Raise Dead, Terror, and then Weakness is the final addition to the Alpha 60 Singleton, which will now be our EDH deck. for funds. We'll fan those out here as well. There's the black cards, and then the red spells. We're gonna use mountains to cast them. We have two red mountains, 2 snowy mountains. Put those right here. We'll probably bring this, and if Doug Schuler is at GP Vegas, we'll have Mr. Schuler sign these. And then the red spells, Burrowing, False Orders, those are signed by Mark Poole and Anson Maddox. Fireball, which we added recently. Fire Breathing, which is signed by Dan Frazier. Grey Ogre, which we could get signed. Hill Giant, which is signed by Dan Frazier. Stone Rain. I have a signed Stone Rain in my binder. I might swap that out too at some point, but for now, that's the red spells. That's 7 of those. So we're very balanced in terms of percentages and numbers of cards available. Then we have the green spells and mana. We have 2 forests and 2 other forests. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green spells. We have Giant Spider, Grizzly Bears, Ironroot Treefolk, signed very small by Jesper Meerfors, Scrib Sprites, which we flattened out, Stream of Life, signed by Mark Poole, Tranquility, and Wall of Wood by Mark Tadine. And then last but not least, we have the artifacts to make 60 cards in the deck. Make that. So it's a 5-color Singleton deck, and then we have 5 artifacts as well. Black Vice, which is the best, one of the best artifacts in the game, especially Alpha. Celestial Prism provides mana of any color, which is useful in a 5-color deck. Conservator prevents life. Urza's Glasses, just kind of a fun card that lets us look at their hand, and Rod of Ruin, that'll do damage to the opponent for spending colorless mana. And so these are good because we'll have a mix of colors in our mana pool, and any of those lands could be used to cast these 5 artifacts. So that's it, my friends. That's the deck. That's the Alpha 60 Singleton deck. We're gonna archive this one and keep it in our collection. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I've got another magic trick that I'd like to show you using this deck. We'll see if it works out. It'll be our 2nd magic trick on the channel. The first one I uploaded last week. You can check that out if you're interested in magic card tricks, poker tricks. I'm trying to convert a few of them to magic cards. So learn more about that tomorrow if you're interested. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. You'll get a notification when that video goes live. Like this video if you enjoyed this content. And leave a comment if you have any questions about Alpha 60 Singleton or Alpha Magic Gathering. Thanks, everyone.